All right, guys, what is going on? It's your man Jay. Coupe versus convertible, man. Which one are you going with? So I started off. I tell the story again, but if you're new here, I ordered a 23 Red Mist Stingray, and it was coupe. It was a 1LT, and then after having that for a little bit, I went to a 24 Corvette ERay coupe, and then fast forward, no ZR1, but I feel like this is an upgrade from what I was previously driving, which were all coupes. This look right here, now that I have experience with the coupe and the convertible, yeah, this look right here with the convertible, it looks, I had somebody else tell me this too, and I didn't really think of it that way until I kind of looked at it again, but I was like, okay, it does look a little bit more exotic, or European, I guess I should say, because the car, all the Stingrays, all the C8 generation looks exotic. But when you look at it from this side right here, if you notice a lot of the European cars, they look like this. You can't see a lot of their engines. And so I was at a show and this guy was like, man, this thing looks so good in a convertible, because I think he had a coupe. He's like, it looks so good in a convertible because, it looks way more European. And I was like, well, I get it. He's like Ferrari-esque. I was like, yeah, hi. But now that I think about it, and I've been driving this convertible for almost 1,700 miles, going on 2 months with the car, with this particular 25 ERay. But I enjoyed my other Stingrays. The 24 ERay really set it over the top for me for like just owning the ERay. But definitely wasn't my spec, my color choice and everything. But still, this car right here is definitely my spec and my color choice. And with it being a convertible, it just kind of makes it even better. So now that I'm in a convertible, might transition a little bit. I'm stepping into the sun a little bit. Now that I'm in a convertible, man, it is definitely a switch. It is a better experience. It just kind of comes down to the convenience. I can let the car down with the key fob, the top down. I could let it down with the key fob, or I could jump inside and let it down. And I think that's really sweet. So I've really been enjoying how it looks with the front lip on there. The front lip really looks good on there. But I was riding, I said I'm gonna pull over and do a quick video and talk about this, because if you're a person who's into the C8 generation, you'll love the convertible. You'll love it. Once you experience a convertible, I think for those that think they won't like a convertible, that you just have to see the engine, because that was my reasoning for going with the coupe. I wanted to see the engine. But after doing so, if you don't have like a dress up kit on it, or you're not going to really dress it up at all, you're not really missing anything. It'll be more heat, that's for sure. It draws a lot more heat, I've noticed. And it's just going to come down to your preference. But I do like the look of this a little bit now that it's worn on me. It's grown on me, I should say. Just the touch of this button right here, you hold it down to let everything down, and you lift it up to let the top up, and then you press this button down if you just want to slide down this rear window right here. And when I have the windows down on the car, I ride around like that a lot. So if you're new here, this is a 2LZ 25 ERay convertible. So yeah, the coupe is definitely nice. I used to be that person saying, man, what's the purpose of getting the car if you can't see the engine? And then now that I actually own a convertible, I'm comparing my experience versus the coupe, and I do not miss it. It wasn't a hassle or anything taking the top off. And then also I still get a frunk and I get a trunk area, and I keep my chair back here. I keep my bag for cleaning. I've got a net up here. I've also got a net in the front of the car too for storage. So you don't lose any space with the convertible. That's why I like it. See, I got all this room still in here. You got to keep some Corvette hats in here, but you got the ERay hat, the Corvette hat. Yeah, I think I'll put this one on. I'm wearing my gray Corvette shirt. These are for, you need to keep these in your car if you have an ERay, if you have carbon, or if you just have carbon ceramic brakes. Make sure you have these on hand, so if someone's working on your car, they'll have it ready to go to put over your brake calipers. But you don't lose any functionality going with, love the soft close. You don't lose any functionality going with the convertible. You still get a full trunk area, a full front area, and it works. It's just what it is. Everything is still functional. So 1,700 miles on the car so far, and this almost 2 months of ownership of this 25. I kept both of the other ERay, or the other Stingrays, or the other C8s, the Stingray and the ERay. I kept those for approximately a year each. 11 months on the 24 ERay and 12 months on this 23 Stingray. But this one I've had it for going on 2 months, and I actually lowered this one because this has the factory coilovers all around. I don't have the front lift on this car, and I had the front lift on my 24 ERay, so I didn't lower that car. But I just lowered this 3/4 of an inch or so all the way around, mild drop. But people who see the car can say, they always say, hey, I can tell you lowered it because I remember what it looked like before. But remember, I've also added the carbon fiber rock guards all around the bottom, all 4 corners, and the front splitter. So that's all I've done to this car was 3/4 of an inch to an inch drop, and front splitter and carbon fiber rock guards all the way around 4 corners. But I really love having the convertible just for that convenience factor, folks. This is definitely an eye catcher, especially because of the color. People see this color and they see it, and there's still people saying like, what is that? And then there's people, you know, they get at the back of the car and they say, oh, Corvette. But yeah, man, convertible or coupe, who you rolling with? I've got to experience both, and I like both. But I do like the convenience of the convertible. And I was shooting for a ZR1, which is why I ended up getting this, because I couldn't get a ZR1. You've heard me say that before if you're not new here. But if you are new here, yeah, this was supposed to be a ZR1, but couldn't get one. So went back to another ERay. That's why I'm on my second ERay. And I think I'm gonna chill here. Even if they bring out a Grand Sport, it won't be more powerful than this. So, and it'll look the same probably with some different wheels or something like that. I don't know, but nonetheless, this is where I'm staying. And the only way I'll move from this car is if it's another Corvette that has a little bit more power, or they bring out a different version of the ERay with more power. Then I'll sell this and get that next version of the ERay. But other than that, I'm totally happy. I'm happy with a convertible. I have the 25, so I don't have the new interior, which to me is fine. I don't really care. The wall of buttons now, some people are starting to say they appreciate the wall of buttons now that they've seen what GM has done with the current cars. So yeah, the ERay, definitely in a convertible versus my coupe. I like it a lot, man. I can't say that I don't. And it's just personal preference. It's up to you to determine which one you're rolling with. Obviously, people who have the ability to experience both, like, is there anybody that went from a convertible to a coupe? And who out there went from a coupe to a convertible? I'm one of those people that went to this. I went to a convertible from a coupe, and I don't regret it at all. This is just phenomenal. It is a win-win, major win for me. Really, really like going to a convertible from the coupe. I mean, it was just, sometimes it's just inevitable that you make certain moves. And then sometimes it's not. Sometimes you don't know what you're gonna do, you know? But I will say that owning a convertible now, like I said, I can't go back to a coupe. There's no way. So I want to make a quick video before I go to the house. I just pulled over and just chop it up with you real quick. I'm out riding today, so why not? It's a nice breezy day. I literally just put the top up though, because I was sitting in a lot of traffic, and so that heat was bearing down on me. So I said I better turn the AC on for a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna go ride. Hope you guys enjoyed. Coupe or convertible? Which one do you want? If you don't have one, which one do you prefer? Which one do you like? Do you think it looks a little bit more exotic than the coupe, with this being sealed off like most of the European cars? Do you think it looks more exotic than the coupe? Let me know. This is your man Jay. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to the house, put this thing away, and I'm going to relax. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.